Good afternoon, Derby fans. We're here for one more JRDA, one more today or tomorrow.
Last game of day two.
Day two JRDA 2019 champs. We have the Tampa City Chicken Roll Derby versus Capital City. I'm here pleased and unexpectedly honored to share the platform one more time with Bobby Narco.
Oh, thank you, Pops Anarchy. We've got a great matchup coming up. It's going to be Tampa Bay Junior Roller Derby All-Stars against Capital City Derby. Tampa enters the number 3 seed with a 7-3 record, and Capital City is the number 7 seed with an 8-4 record, including what has happened during this weekend. Both of these teams have beat Raleigh this weekend, so there's a barometer for you. Let's go through the roster, shall we?
We shall. For Tampa, number 10, Rain DePayne, 12-17, Rico Suave, 16-76, Lemon 8, 22, Princess Leia, 23, Complicated, 3, Abby Normal, 4, Anya Last Nerve, 41, Sonic Boom, 42, Alligator, 666, Mean Bean, 789, Shark Bites, 88, Nightmare, 8 Peaches and Scream, 9 Hot Wheels, and 999 Honey Badger the Captain. Want to walk us through Capital City?
Take us through Capital City. Number 00 is Turtle. Number 02 is C. Diddy. Number 13 is Tiny. Number 16, Slam Diesel. Number 2, Slam Cakes. Number 22, No Name. Number 32, Huckleberry. Number 449, Blitzy. Number 777, Kickin' Kenzie. Number 9, I Gnarly. And the captain, number 3, Scarlett Davidson. Coaches for Capital City are Chucktown Bruiser, wearing the A, also joined by Jackie DeNova and Jamie Shuffler. And coaches for Tampa, Rojo Grande is going to be wearing the A, joined by Pucker Punch, Justin Time, and Tootsie Pop. Pops, if you could maybe move your microphone
a little closer.
Yeah, perfect.
Like so?
Yes.
You get every nuance.
All right, Frico Suave and Kickin'
Kenzie
are the jammers.
Through and gets the first lead of the game.
Oh, that's not Kickin' Kenzie, or have we already had a star pass? We've already had a star pass.
Frico Suave, first scoring pass through, puts 4 on for Tampa.
So, Kickin' Kenzie passed the star on the new jammer is number 3, Scarlett Davidson.
Another 4 for Frico for Tampa.
Dozen points and counting for Frico Suave.
Frico Suave coming around for a 4th scoring pass. Runs in the Capital City pack.
Stalled out in turn number 4. Just about to make that first complete lap around the track.
Cap City pulling it together and stopping Frico Suave in his tracks.
Illegal contact called on 777, the former jammer, now blocker, Kickin' Kenzie. 3-point pass. 4 points. No pass, no penalty. But had passed the blocker previously, so good for all 4 points. White 1-6 cut is the call. That is Slam Diesel to the penalty box. Oh, lots of penalties here in jam number 1. Look at that. Tampa's already got 20 points on the board. How about 24? 24-4 is the score. So, first lead change occurring in jam number 1, as is usually the case. Capital City being exhorted by C. Diddy to come together. Tampa enters as the number 3 seed. I think I said that already. Capital City is the number 7 seed. Who's out there on the jammer line, Pops?
That would be Shark Bites on the line for Tampa. Gets off to take lead with Turtle right behind him.
789 playing 00.
Calls the jam off before Turtle can get to the pack and score.
So 2 leads in a row for Tampa. Heading into jam number 3. And jammers are
On your last nerve for Tampa. Gets through and gets lead. With Blitzy right behind her.
all the leads have been Tampa's so far.
On your last nerve with a elegant apex jump to pick up 4 and calls jam off. Princess Leia on the line for Tampa.
So each jam has had a different jammer for Tampa. And do we know who's out there on the line for Capital City yet?
We do not. They are ever
Ends in
so
a
slightly.
7-1. Whatever it is ends in a 7-1. Nope, 777.
Okay, that would be Kicking Kenzie on the line for Cap Cities.
So first repeat jammer of the game is Capital City's number 777, Kicking Kenzie.
Kicking Kenzie
already picked up a
to the
penalty, a
box.
track cut.
That'll be a power jam for Tampa. Princess Leia coming around. Princess Leia calls off the jam after being knocked back and recycled.
4 more points. Tampa putting points on the board in every frame. And Capital City hasn't scored since the first jam. 34-4 is the score right now. Winner will play for 5th place tomorrow, and the loser will play for 7th place. Five seconds is the call. Jammer starting from the box for Capital City, so it's a power start, but Kenzie is standing already. That's Frico Suave, the jammer for Tampa.
Kicking Kenzie back on the track. 1 Cap City blocker to the box.
Switcheroo, but I'll take it when you get your jammer back. Lead jammer for Tampa. That's 5 in a row. Here in jam number 5.
Tampa still bottling up, Kicking Kenzie. Looks for a little room on the inside, on the outside.
Rain DePayne is one of the best pivots I've seen out there.
Yeah, she's something.
Born to wear the stripe.
She is something.
Rojo Grande waving the red bandana. I think we cracked the code earlier. Red means stop and green means go. So another 6 points on the board.
It would be remiss of me not to ask you for the mathematical ratio going on here.
Well, I think it's roughly 20-2. 10-1 is your ratio, and 404 is an area code in Chicago, I believe. No, I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be
404 file not found. 312 is Chicago. 414 is Milwaukee. Used to know them all. It's 2 minutes to go around now. Shark Bite on the line for Tampa. Turtle on the line for Capital Cities. Called for a track cut. It'll be a power jam for Tampa.
It's a rematch of jam number 2 in that Shark Bite's got lead.
Shark Bites is having a fair amount of trouble getting through. And he is through.
Did you say that jammer penalty was a track cut?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Now look at all the white jerseys in the penalty box. There is only
one blocker
two blockers
on the track.
Blocker and a pivot out there for Capital City. Green means go.
4 more for Tampa. Being a ratio of 11-1.
And 4s are wild on the board.
That's right. Great, get to draw another card. Capital Cities is not giving up those points easily. They're making them work for it.
Multiplayer called on number 22. That's No Name. That's actually the skater's name is No Name. Like fun names like that.
Frico Suave jumps the apex for 4 more and calls off the jam.
Wow, that's a dozen. So a 13-1 ratio now.
Your maths are, as before, way faster than mine. Rain DePayne back on the track with the stripe. Anya Last Nerve on the line for Tampa.
What are you going to have, 449? Is that Blitzy? It is.
I believe it is.
I think I'm figuring out this jammer rotation as well. See Diddy reporting to the penalty box. Didn't see the call, but Capital City now down one blocker and one pivot.
Anya Last Nerve takes lead, gets their first scoring pass for 4.
This is a tough surface to be skating on. It is polished concrete, and it's going to be hard on your feet to skate on all weekend long, and it's going to be hard on whatever part of
your
you
body
impacts the floor. Got a multiplayer coming in. Somebody leaving. That is number 2 on the white team. Slam Cakes.
Anya through for one more scoring pass. 4 more for Tampa.
888 leg block. The seldom seen leg block on Peaches and Screams.
Gotta say, I'm grateful the air conditioning seems to have been cranked up a notch here.
Yes. I suppose I could take my blazer off when I'm not on camera.
Nah, you gotta choose style over comfort, you know.
Direction of play penalty coming in.
Although you remind me, I ought to put my jacket back on. I'm looking shabby here.
See Diddy on the direction of play.
Anya through again.
It's 16-1 ratio now.
I believe you're correct. No.
18-1.
18-1. I believe you're
Good
correct.
catch.
Didn't feel right.
Just didn't feel right, man. So 76 points on the board for Tampa.
20 minutes to go in the first period.
24-point jam. Second 24-point jam of the game.
Believe it's Princess Leia on the line for Tampa. And Kicking Kenzie on the line for Cap Cities. Princess Leia just pushes her way through to get lead.
Rematch of jam number 4. And same lead is the result.
Kicking Kenzie through almost right behind her. Princess Leia calls it as the Cap City Jammers approach the pack.
Just
No
2 points,
for
only
City.
2 points. But Tampa has put points on the board in every frame. So far.
Frico Suave back on the line for Tampa.
Let me see if I can predict who this is going to be. 0-0. Is it Turtle?
You can't
It
see.
is
She's
Turtle.
Oh,
Hey, first lead of the game
first
for
lead for
Capital
Cap
City.
City. Rain DePayne. And Hot Wheels back on the track for Tampa.
Oh, nice hit by number 2 on Capital City Slam Cakes. Taking the jammer all the way back to the home stretch. Sweet spin move by Turtle.
Oh, Frico running into the white wall.
One more 4-point scoring pass, and he will quadruple his team's score.
Frico back around for another shot of the Capital City's pack.
And jam is called. Let's get those final tallies. It's 10, total of 10. Highest jam of the game for Capital City. And the first time Tampa held scoreless. Let's take a gander at that penalty box. Rain DePayne is in there. Both teams with their pivots in the box.
I believe it's Shark Bites on the line for Tampa and Blitz in line for Capital Cities.
I'll believe you. That follows the pattern that we've been establishing.
And I'm a very believable guy.
You are.
Right?
You have that.
I have that trustworthy.
People come and ask you for
right?
directions on the train.
They do.
For
They
our
do.
penalty comes on Scarlett Davidson.
Shark
lead
Bites
jam.
through to get lead.
Yes.
And Blitzy called for
Cut.
track cut. Going to be a power jam for Tampa.
All of the power jams on track on Capital City have been track cuts.
Rain DePayne back on the track wearing the pivot.
But they've all come on different jammers. Capital City working a 3-jammer rotation, and each of them has a track cut. Little skip, not really an apex jump, but still some fancy footwork.
Calls off the jam.
4 points brings Tampa up to 82, and Capital City sitting on 14. Somebody's going to be calling a timeout. No, it's just that everybody from Capital City's in the penalty box.
Ooh.
Power start for Tampa.
1 blocker on the track.
2, a
2
blocker and a pivot.
Blocker and a pivot on the track.
Taking advantage of the power start is complicated.
Complicated.
First appearance
First
on
time
the
on the line.
for complicated. Had a couple of relief jams in the game we called earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Oh,
Blitzy back on the track.
good enough. Good
for
for 4
Capital
points.
Cities. Complicated has lead. And hit out and recycled back.
Cover off. Star pass. No. Star pass to I Gnarly.
C. Diddy to the penalty box.
And Chuck telling C. Diddy, hey, take it a little bit easy here. Don't need you fouling out of this game. Capital City with a shorter roster than Tampa. It's down 3 skaters to begin with. And official timeout.
We are halfway through the first period. Tampa 94, Capital City 14. And we'll wait while the officials figure it out, whatever it is they're trying to figure out.
.80 lead. And first stoppage of play comes just about a quarter of the way through regulation of the game. Oh, is it injury? Are we screened off? Yeah, that's EMTs are attending to one of the Tampa skaters.
Venue announcer Ruby reminds me that we must thank our volunteers, our EMTs, all the people who make this possible. It takes a lot of people to put an event like this together.
Tampa wanted to give a shout-out to Tiny. They also wanted to give a shout-out to Hammer Time, skaters that are watching the broadcast back in the Sunshine State. And did Capital City want to also do something?
Capital City has a fairly elaborate shout-out.
Do a couple of them.
Capital City Derby would like to thank Tampa team for hosting our first game as a new team last November in 2018. They became a team in June of 2018 and are grateful to Tampa and Coach Rojo for bringing them along and bringing them down to Tampa for the first sanctioned game.
How about that? That's a good class.
Tampa is an awfully nice team. A lot of nice teams in this league, and they are among the nicest.
Classy move by Capital City to shout out your adversary.
That's true. That is true. Credit where credit's due.
All right, looks like skaters are taking their places. That's going to be number 777, Kickin' Kenzie on the line for Capital City.
Princess Leia on the line for Tampa. Princess Leia gets out.
No, track cut.
Oh.
Gets out, but gets out with a track
gets out
cut.
and gets off.
Lead open, and there it is.
No, not yet.
Forearm penalty. Who's got the forearm? That's a Tampa blocker.
And Kenzie is through.
No, also a penalty.
Also, did you see what the
It's
call
either
was?
a cut or a forearm. It's a cut.
See Diddy back on the track. Jammers will swap.
And this will be a 2-minute jam. No lead jam. Our first jam without either jammer getting lead.
Both jammers back on the track. We will go the full 2 minutes.
Ooh, that's a nice breeze.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely venue here. I've never
oh,
been here in Loveland, Colorado before, especially in this venue, and it's really a great place for roller derby.
It's gorgeous. Top of the world, mountains to the west. You can see all the way to Kansas City and St. Louis in the east. Big rodeo fairgrounds.
Back block coming in on number 13, Tiny.
C. Diddy to the penalty box. Is third, fourth?
At least third. I'm thinking fourth also. 4 points on the board.
Kicking Kenzie with a spin.
Again for Slaya, so 2 4-point passes. Going back for another. What?
Kenzie gets past.
Going back to the penalty box?
Looks that way. That's a little bit of a power jam.
Left early and a penalty wasn't called. Curious as to why Slaya went back to the penalty box.
See Diddy back on the track. And the jam timer runs out.
Speaking of the jam timer, let's run through our officials while we have a chance. We have Montana Mauler, the Jinja Ninja, Ultraviolent Blue, Snarkomedes, Ice Pack Shakur, Darth Vader, Guacamole, Brickania, and Flow Block.
We have also Stone Nasty, Rockstar, Dillygaff, would it be Dilly JF? Ninja, another Ninja, Killikee, Scooby Don't, Honey Badger, and Guinness.
Guinness is our alt ref.
Guinness.
Like the beer, but
I was
spelled
thinking
differently.
Of Porter.
There you go.
Hey, Porter. Can you tell me what time this train's going to cross the Mason-Dixon line?
So points for the last set of passes. 10 on the board for Tampa puts them up over the century mark there at 104. And 7 for Capital City increases their score by a third, or represents a third of their score. Increases their score by half again.
I don't see any useful easy ratio.
Almost 5-1. Almost a true 5-1. Using 21 as your common denominator. Power start for Capital City with 22, Princess Slaya starting in the penalty box for Tampa. And that's Blitzy trying to take advantage for Capital City. High block coming in. That is White 9, I Gnarly.
And Princess Slaya is through, gets lead.
Out of the box and into the lead.
Followed by Blitzy, who's throwing her first pass.
Boom. Nice hit at the back of the pack by White 16.
And Princess
Slam
Slaya
Diesel
calls it off. I didn't see if Capital City gets any.
Yeah, supine on the home stretch after being leveled. Calls it off. Is this our first scoreless? It may well be.
Discretion is always the better part of valor. 0-0 for that one?
So far, referees are conferring as to whose hips got around who, but both referees have their scoring hands balled up in fists and in the air. And we are having a timeout by
Tampa.
The far team. Yeah, timeout. Tampa.
Tampa's first.
Clock stoppage. Second stoppage of play with 11 minutes and 24 seconds. You want to run through some more of those Capital City shout-outs while we got a timeout?
Sure. Stickers on their helmets. Capital City says stickers on their helmets for Coach Dell. He had a stroke 3 months ago, and that's what the stickers are for. Coach Chuck and Jackie have only been with us for about 3 months. We're grateful to them. The smallest of all the teams, they only have 11 players, and we go day by day. We get better and better until we can't be beat.
How about that?
Thank you so much for coming out.
All quality shout-outs prepared in advance by Capital City Derby. If you want to get the announcers to get it right, write it down and hand it to us.
And hope we can read.
So 1 jam with no score, 1 jam with no lead, and 1 jam that was 2 minutes long. Although the 1 jam with no lead was the jam that was 2 minutes long. So it's a twofer there. Frico Suave. Hey, we said it together.
Oops.
You take it, man.
Jinx, no. Yes. Frico Suave on the line for Tampa. And
Slam Diesel, number 16, on the line for Capital City. First appearance for Slam Diesel.
Slam Diesel to the box. It'll be a power jam for Tampa.
Frico Suave. First jammer penalty that was not a track cut.
And Frico Suave with a track cut.
There you go.
Scarlett Davidson to the penalty box for Cap City.
So 6 of the 7 jammer penalties have been track cuts. Almost time to restart.
That's got to be bad.
Yeah, we're getting a pop-up for our people on production. Clean that thing that says wait an hour.
Yep.
Sorry for that.
Gotcha. Let's put ourselves in
If you're
60
listening at home,
minutes.
pay no attention to the man behind the mask. The man behind the curtain, is that what it was?
That was the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
The great and powerful wizard.
Still no lead. Because they both went to the penalty box. Was lead assessed before that?
I thought Frico Suave had lead before he went in.
Before he went on the cut? Okay.
But it does not appear to be...
Well, they take it down because he went to the penalty box.
Okay.
He's no longer...
There we go.
Star has been passed by the white team. No name is the new jammer. Number 22, third pass for Star pass for Capital City. They've all gone to different pivots. Oh, big hit by number 16, Slam Diesel.
It's the jam timer runs out.
Right before the fourth whistle, so no penalty there. Dozen points on the board for Tampa brings them up to 116.
Shark bite on the line for Tampa for this jam. We'll see who Capital City rolls out.
Timeout, Capital City. Their first team timeout. And clock stopped with exactly 9 minutes left to play in regulation of the first period. I'd like to give some love to the Women's Flat Track Derby Association. They are partnering with us, bringing you the broadcast on Twitch.tv. Some fun things that you can know about the Women's Flat Track Derby Association. They have 463 leagues spanning 6 continents. The only continent without roller derby is Antarctica.
McMurdo Sound keeps telling us they're going to start up a league any day now, but I'll wait and see.
They're having trouble getting wheels and bearings. You need to go to the Bering Strait. No, that's right. The other pole.
Oh.
All right. And you can find out everything you need to know about roller derby and how it's played at WFTDA.com. This is the championships for the Junior Roller Derby Association, so no more postseason after this weekend. But the postseason for the Women's Flat Track Derby Association is coming fast upon us. We'll tell you more about that after the next set of whistles. But right now, we've got skaters on the track.
Shark bite for Tampa. He is through, gets lead. And Blitzy wearing the star for Capital City. Capital Cities.
Capital City is out of Lexington, South Carolina. By way of Columbia, or vice versa, either out of Columbia by way of Lexington or out of Lexington by way of Columbia.
One or the other.
Yes.
Maybe both.
Columbia had a great tournament earlier this year. They had summer. No,
I was there and I can't remember what it was called.
There you go. Me too.
It was a well-run, well-put-together event.
Yeah,
a lot of good derby.
A teams, B teams. Southern Discomfort.
Southern Discomfort. On Your Last Nerve on the line for Tampa. And Kickin' Kenzie wearing the star for Capital Cities.
Is it more than one city? Have I been saying it wrong? Is Capital Cities?
No, I think I keep switching back and forth because I'm tired, but I believe it is Capital City or Cap City.
101 point lead now for Tampa.
On Your Last Nerve calls it before Kenzie can get to the pack.
2 points more for Tampa brings them up to 124.
Looks like Princess Leia on the line for Tampa this time. And for Capital City, it is, what does the rotation say?
Here you go. Here's my prediction. It's going to be 0-0. It's going to be Turtle.
I believe you are correct. No, Turtle's over there on the bench. It's
Is it the relief? Is it 16?
tell you in one moment.
No, neither. It is a whole entirely new jammer, number 449.
That's Blitzy.
Oh, that's Blitzy.
Yep.
Blitzy's not a whole new jammer. Blitzy's one of their go-tos.
Going to the box, it will be a power jam for Capital City.
And that's a cut as well.
Blitzy through the initial pass.
Only the second lead jam for Capital City.
Looking for points now.
Ooh. No name. No, excuse me. That's not no name. That's Slam Cakes reporting to the penalty box. Didn't see the call. Going to be a power start for Capital City. They have frozen Princess Leia there in the penalty box. And now there's 0-0. Turtle going to try and take advantage. Third time that Tampa has not put any points on the board. And it's exactly a 100-point lead. Pair of fours, pair of deuces with an ace kicker, 124-24.
And Turtle through gets lead.
First time 2 consecutive leads have been put up by Capital City. Low block. Low block called on Slaya.
And Turtle sneaks through on the outside for 4 for Capital City.
It's 1/7 of their score.
Coming through again, looking for 4 more. Pushes through on the outside. A little nice footwork to stay in bounds.
That's 1/4 of their score.
And Princess Leia is back on the track.
If he gets 4 more, it'll be 1/3 of their score. Penalty coming in again. Track cut and a misconduct. That
has to be 5 for Leia. Close 2.
Yeah.
And Turtle calls it off.
As jammer. Holy cow. 3 jammer penalties on Slaya, that set of whistles.
Wow.
A low block, a track cut, and a misconduct. 90-point game now. 10 points matches the high mark of the game for Capital City.
Anya Last Nerve wearing the stripe for Tampa. I believe that's the first time she's been pivot. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I haven't been tracking the pivots.
Yeah.
You could say that with impunity. I challenge the people on the Twitch chat to prove you wrong. White Jammer 777.
And Anya Last Nerve to the penalty box.
Oh my goodness. Foully. A misconduct as well. What was the first penalty? Didn't see the first penalty, but it was followed by a misconduct.
Slaya's back on the track. And Kenzie's back on the track, wearing the star for Capital City.
Now high block coming in on number 16. That is Slam Diesel.
Kenzie stays in bound with some very nice footwork. And Princess Leia calls off the jam. Long jam, almost went the full length without being called off.
2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the first period. Only 3 stoppages of play. This has gone by fairly quickly.
Frico Suave on the line for Tampa. And Blitzy on the line for Capital City.
Multiplayer block is what I heard. It's number 13, Tiny on the multiplayer.
Frico Suave gets through for the lead for Tampa. Frico Suave gets through for 4.
Initial pass completed with a star stash for Blitzy.
Blitzy looking for 4. And Blitzy is through for 4.
Direction of play penalty. No one leaving just yet. There we go. Number 16 on the direction of play, Slam Diesel.
Frico calls off the jam.
This is going to be interesting to see what happens at halftime. Capital City only has 11 skaters to begin with, and they are sending a lot of them to the penalty box. It's going to be difficult if somebody fouls out. Similar thing happened at the men's championship last year. Philly Hooligans only showed up at Man Champs with 9 skaters,
right?
And by the end of the tournament, they were down to 7.
Ooh. Thin bench.
136 playing 38, 98-point lead. Who's jamming?
Shark bites to the penalty box. I didn't see the call. So it's a power jam for Capital City.
That's
Turtle is through. Looking for points.
Turtle's second lead in a row. Actually, Turtle's third lead in a row. Turtle got lead in jam number 9, jam number 18, and jam number 21.
Gets through, puts 4 more on the board for Capital City. Shark bite back on the track.
Nice move by Turtle. Shark bite answering with a little good move of his own.
This will be the last jam in the first half.
It's a very aquatic jam with sharks and turtles out there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, halftime. Tally's coming in 9 points on the board for Capital City there. Brings them up to 47. That's roughly 20% of their score. And no points for Tampa keeps them at 136. So 21 jams in the first half. Score is 136 to 47.
You got your 15 minutes now and run to the kitchen, get some to drink.
You give 12, come back and we'll give you some statistical analysis.
Mm-hmm.
We'll dazzle you with math and numbers.
Welcome back to the second half of the Tampa Capital City game. JRDA 2019 Championships in Loveland, Colorado. We're just about to get underway.
Game number 24 of this tournament, last game of day 2. And then tomorrow is all for where you finish in the tournament. The 10-9 game will be at 9 a.m. The 8-7 will be at 11. 7-6, the loser of this game is going to be playing at 1 o'clock.
The winner of the game plays the 5-6 game?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I have information about that official review that came at the very end. They wanted the penalty, the back block penalty that was assessed to the Tampa Jammer, but they wanted that penalty rescinded. But on, I guess they were contending that Capital City kind of threw themselves in the way, jumped in the way. But on further review, the call play stands as called. The penalty is assessed. There was forceful intentional contact. So the play stands as called.
We have Kickin' Kenzie starting the second half, jamming for Capital City against Anya Last Nerve. And we are almost live here.
Wait for it.
Here we go. Anya Last Nerve is through, gets lead for Tampa. The Flamingos are parading up and down the side for Tampa with the Sparkles.
Kenzie starting from the box, is that right?
And she was on the track.
In the box now.
In the box now. Power jam for Tampa. I was distracted by the Flamingos and didn't see. Anya with a sweet apex jump puts 4 more on the board for Tampa. Kicking Kenzie is back on the track. Pushing her way through on the inside, and she gets through.
Back block coming in. Who's leaving on the back block? That is the pivot. Number 22, No Name.
And On Your Last Nerve calls the jam.
Oh, briefly it was a dozen, but no longer. Now a true 100-point lead, 147 and playing 47.
I think it's Frico Suave on the line for Tampa. Scarlett Davidson on the line for Capital City.
First jam for Scarlett Davidson.
We have a skater down.
So 28 minutes and 29 seconds left to play. This stoppage of play due to the down skater that is off camera. It is a Capital City Skaters number 2, Slam Cakes. So let's talk a little bit. We did promise to tell you about the WFTDA postseason. It's going to start with the Continental Cups, August 9th through 11th. The WFTD Continental Cup for North America West going to take place in Orem, Utah, in the United States of America, hosted by the Happy Valley Derby Darlings. And then 2 weeks after that, the WFTDA Continental Cup for North America East, taking place in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, hosted by the Dutchland Derby Rollers.
Amish country, come get your shoe fly ply, come get your scrapple. It'll be a good time.
There is one other Continental Cup. It's kind of out of sequence. It's going to be October 5th and 6th, which is the same weekend as Beach Champs. That Continental Cup for Europe is going to take place in Helsinki, Finland, hosted by the Kallio Rolling Rainbow. And then for the international WFTDA playoffs, are going to take place the first 2 weekends of September, September 6th through 8th in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, United States of America. Greensboro Roller Derby hosting that. And then the very next week, September 13th to 15th, the international WFTDA playoffs in Seattle, Washington, United States of America, hosted by Rat City Roller Derby. And to take the whole thing home on November 15th through 17th, the International WFTDA Championships in Montreal, province of Quebec in Canada.
Like I said, there are limited tickets for that. So if you do want to go, and you might want to think about it, because it's going to be some outstanding derby, go to WFTDA.com, get your tickets now. It will sell out.
Do we have anything going on the Twitch chat we could talk about? Not so much?
Not so much.
All right. Well, we could take a look at the records of these two teams. Capital City came in with an 8-4 record. Well, they came into the tournament with a 6-3 record, but after a loss to Philly and a victory over Raleigh, they are now 8-4. They did play Tampa earlier. They lost both times they played Tampa. They played on November 10th, 2018, and Tampa won 241 to 129. Very similar score the second time they played back on March 9th of this year. Capitals Tampa won 235 to 113. So those scores very much in line with each other. Other victories for the Capital City Derby. They beat Texas Junior Roller Derby in January, California Mayhem All-Stars twice in January. They beat Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby in February. They beat Raleigh and they beat Florida Junior Derby. So their only losses have come to the Attack Pack, Philly, and this Tampa squad.
Looks like we're ready to roll again. Shark Bites on the line for Tampa. Getting lead.
And who's that? Kicking Kinsey.
Shark Bites through on first scoring pass. Puts 4 more on the board for Tampa. Capital City pivot back on the track. That's no name. Kicking Kenzie coming around looking for a scoring pass. And Shark Bites called it before she can get to the pack.
7 more points go up, makes the score 154-47.
Anya Last Nerve on the jam line for Tampa.
Timeout White before this jam gets underway.
Ooh. Gnarly, number 9, has just fouled out for Capital City.
Good catch by our house announcer there. This is the second timeout for Capital City. Clock stopped with 27 minutes and 22 seconds left in regulation. So as quickly as the first part of the first half went, actually really there was only 3 stoppages of play the whole first period. We've already had 2, 3 jams into the second period. So we told you about Capital City's record. We could tell you about Tampa's record, but looks like that timeout is over, so that'll have to wait for another stoppage of play.
Looks like we're ready for Derby again. 27 minutes left in the half.
And this has to have morphed over into an official timeout. Yeah, we're at 1 minute and 30 some of the team timeout, unless they're granting them additional time just because they're so short-staffed. So maybe I will tell you a little bit about the Tampa record.
I'm happy to hear it.
There you go. So Tampa's victories have come against Raleigh, 2 against Capital City, 1 against the Cherry Bomb Brawlers. They beat the Philly Juniors and the Southside Revolution Rebels, but they also dropped 1 to the Philly Juniors. Those were a couple really close games. And then lost by Tampa to Diamond City and to Mob City, and then a victory this weekend over Raleigh. Both of these teams this weekend beat Raleigh, so they got that going for them.
Mm-hmm.
In prior Junior Roller Derby Association tournament performance, Tampa came in 7th in 2018, 6th in 2017, 6th in 2016, and 1st in the 2016 South Region, or Southern Regional.
Looks like we're ready to get underway again.
This is Capital City's first appearance at the JRDA postseason tournaments.
And that's fairly remarkable considering they only got started last summer.
Yeah.
In their shout out, they mentioned that the team was underway June 2018, and yet here they are.
So Anya and Scarley. Anya's lead.
Scarley knocked out and recycled back. Anya looking for some points. And with some nice footwork.
Diddy draws a track cut. This jam's going to go the full 2.
Power jam for Capital City. Scarley Davidson recycled back.
Cover off. Diddy's got the star.
C. Diddy takes the pass. Is jamming for Capital City.
Is this the first time we've seen Diddy
I believe that is the first time we've seen him with the star.
All 3 star passes for Capital City were to other pivots.
Can't stay in bounds. Looking for some room inside.
Nice block at the top of the pack. Can't see the number.
Anya Last Nerve back on the track.
9 something. Might be just 9.
Sneak through on the inside.
Yeah, that's Hot Wheels with a great block. Illegal position called on number 3.
Anya Last Nerve. Anya Last Nerve coming around looking for 4 more.
Back block is the call.
And I have that as his 7th.
As what now?
His 7th penalty.
Things we can say on the broadcast that they can't say in the house. Tampa fans, Tampa mascots and fans. We've got a flamingo and a satin
Sequined.
sequin jacket. That's the word, sequin jacket.
That is a hell of a look. The flamingos are flocking up and down the sidelines.
16 points on the board there for Anya. Brings them up to 170. That's almost 10% of their score. Long swooping whistle usually indicates the game is over. All right.
I think Capital City
Threw in the towel.
has lost a couple of folks due to fouling out.
Yeah, that's Diddy leaving. You were correct, sir. And so, yeah, that swooping whistle.
Means we are done for the night.
We're showing a timeout, but the referees are gathering their gear and skating off the track. I wonder if we could get Guinness to help us out with this. So, yes, this is in fact over. Capital City has forfeited the game. Not really sure how that affects scores. If there's like in other sports, there's a set score if someone forfeits. I don't know how the points get worked out in roller derby. As soon as we know, we'll let you know. But victory lap taken by Tampa right now. Capital City going to take their consolation lap. And this is going to be a wrap here on the pink track, track number 1. Day number 2 of the 2019 Junior Roller Derby Association Championship. People showing all their love for the 5 remaining skaters from Capital City. That might be why they.
I think they just
threw in the towel because they
ran out of bodies.
Every jam. Every skater would have had to skate every jam. It's reasonable. It's I don't think you can hold it against them. There were 3 points apparently scored on that last one. The final scoreboard showing 170 to 50.
All right, and we're done here for the night in Loveland. Tune in tomorrow morning. I believe games start at 9. We got a championship female game at 5, championship open game at 7. Check your Twitch channel, and I want to say again thank you to Bobby Narco for having me back up here one more time.
The pleasure's all mine. All right. On behalf of Pops Anarchy, this is Bobby Narco, and we wish you peace, love, and roller derby.